Today I'm going to talk about plants with yellow leaves. Your plant has yellow leaves? Toss it out. Get a new one. No, I'm just kidding. We want to solve the problem. Hi, this is Celia at Signal Mountain Nursery, and I'm talking today about why your plants have yellow leaves. The most obvious reason for a plant to have yellow leaves is that it's drying out. So you want to make sure that you're watering correctly early when you water and that the water goes all the way through the pot. If a plant is very root bound, you will notice that the water runs through immediately and it is not absorbing the water for the roots to take up. If that's the case, it will need to be repotted, but you can also let it just sit in the water and reabsorb for about 10 to 15 minutes, but make sure it doesn't sit in water for longer than that. Or you'll have the second reason that your plant might have yellow leaves is from overwatering. So if the plant is staying too wet and you're still watering, you're drowning those roots because they need oxygen in the soil in order to breathe. So make sure that your pot dries out at least an inch or two down, then you can water, but never let it sit in water or it will essentially kill the root. So if you have determined that you're watering correctly, but the water is just going through and your plant needs to be repotted, the roots are coming out the bottom, roots are coming out the top, and if you can get the pot off, you will see that it is extremely root bound. It is time to repot this plant. We recommend a high quality potting soil. Here at the nursery we love Happy Frog, and then it will also need a fertilizer because this plant has used up everything in its pot. So you could add Osmocote or you could use a liquid fertilizer when you water. We're going into spring, the growing season. It's a good time to think about fertilizing your house. I mentioned if your plant is root bound and it needs repotting. Here's a prime example of a plant that had a lot of roots and we couldn't even get it out of the pot. It is thoroughly root bound. That one was way overdue for being repotted. It is now in a much happier place. Another way to tell if your plant needs to be repotted, obviously the roots coming out the bottom, but when the pot starts changing shape, if it's in a plastic pot, you'll know that it is time to repot it. Another reason that plants will yellow up is for too much water. We talked about them drying out and needing to be repotted because they were root bound. This plant is an example of one that is still young. It has not made that many roots, but it is well watered. So the leaves are yellowing up, showing a sign of overwater. You can overwater pothos very easily because they like to be on the drier side. So part of it is getting to know what your plant likes to be on the drier side and you water it too much, it will yellow up. If your plant likes to be wetter and you don't water it enough, then it will have yellow leaves. So you need to find the balance that makes your plant happy. If your plant is moved, it can yellow up. Ficus trees are very renowned for that. They will drop leaves if you change their location. It is perfectly normal. There's nothing you can do. They can shed up to 30% of their leaves, but they will regrow. Finally say, this is an example of a plant with a yellow leaf that is supposed to have a yellow leaf. So there's nothing wrong with it. This is Celia at Signal Mountain Nursery. I hope this has helped you a little bit knowing why you have yellow leaves. Come ask us any questions or ask in the comments below. Thank you.